Ladies and gentlemen, this is Myron Mays.
As far as your total experience with Blackstreet, can you tell me a little bit about, some of the things that you really, really enjoyed with the group?
The main thing I really enjoyed was when we were on stage. We had a lot of, we was dysfunctional off stage. I'm not going to sit and make it seem like it was cookies and cream, because it wasn't. But once we hit the stage, it was nothing like it. We just set the bar. We set the bar real high for a lot of groups, and it just really showed, because the people in the audience didn't know we were fighting and feuding. We would, up until the point that we would come up on these elevators from the stage, we arguing in the mic, basically with the mic in our hand, each one of us in our own elevator, just cutting, man, you such and such and such and such and such. As soon as we get up, because we timed the show. As soon as the elevator stopped, we go into the song, and people would never know. That was the most, my greatest time with the group is on stage, because nobody touches on stage. That was it.
Do you guys still keep in contact with each other?
No, I'm just kidding. We me and Teddy talk off and on. Levi and I, we always been cool. Chauncey, we haven't talked since we tried to do the reunion album, and that was in I want to say like 2002. So I haven't talked to him in some years.
Do you think that those differences at some point might be hammered out? And that's, I guess, all groups have their periods where, and I often think of the Temptations from watching the movie, which comes on VH1 probably 5 times a week. but that really gave us a real good look into, how groups, how members of groups get along behind the scenes and things like that, and some of the things that they're faced with. But at some point, they usually get back together, do some tours and stuff like that, and give people some new music and things like that. Do you think that at some point those differences will be able to be put aside?
Well, anything's possible. We actually been talking, and this is probably news to my agent as she sits over there in that seat looking at me. But we've my lawyers have been talking. There's been a talk of a tour with from Charlie Wilson, Keith Sweat, and the original Blackstreet, which is the 4 original members. But for me, there's got to be some, airing out first. Some things that has to be talked about, but it's not impossible. All these years they've been trying to get me to come back, and I haven't wanted to. I kind of wanted to keep my distance, because it was some things, some pretty sticky situations, and I just wanted to, because a lot of them didn't think I could do it on my own. You know what I mean? And I wanted to prove that I could. And I was scared at first, but one of my best friends in the world, rest in peace, Gerald Levert, told me, boy, look at me. If I can do it, you can do it. And with that, I went on ahead and did it. So anything's possible.
Hey, well, here's one of my last questions. As far as your solo career, which has been great, and I'll tell you a couple of my favorite Dave Hollister songs in a minute. What's one of your favorite songs that you just really enjoyed recording as a solo artist?
Honestly, there was a song on my 3rd album called Things in the Game of Change. The song was called I'm Wrong. And I think by far that one and I'm Not Complete, those 2 was it for me.
One Woman Man probably was my favorite.
I'll do it.
Dave Hollister song. and for me, it had some meaning. I can't go into it right now for legal reasons. But,
right.
It definitely had some history for me. So And funny enough, I was talking to somebody earlier about what I was going to have to be doing this evening. Mm-hmm. And as I was talking, I got satellite radio in my car. The song came on. And I'm like, oh man, here's Dave right here. And but yeah, that's probably my favorite Dave Hollister song.
Can I tell you about that song?
Go ahead. I want to know.
Me and my little adopted brother over here, Terry Barnett, we were talking about that song, man. By the way, phenomenal singer. That song was the last song on Chicago 85. That was the last song we recorded. My ex-wife begged me to do that song because after we finished writing it, I didn't like it. You know what I mean? I was like, man, I'm being a sucker. You know what I'm saying? But it was the last one on the record and the first one out, the first single, and that's what blew the album up, was that song. And I was like, wow, you never know. Never know.
And that was what made me a true Dave Hollister fan.
Man, appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
And I guess, things like that happen. You never know, what you're recording while you're recording it.
Right.
Until, everybody receives it. And,
yeah.
Next thing you know, you got a major hit.
Yeah, because they tried to kill me. They was like, we are not putting this album out without this song.